How do you like all the construction, Zoe? No comment? Freddie? No comment either? Yeah, me either. Construction in the house. Woo! My two little babies. Well, hello everybody. It's Gabby and it is time to start fresh, like with everything. I'm going to be doing the N.E.W.T.s readathon. However, I'm going to be doing it a month later. So I am starting with the O.W.L.s readathon this month. It's already August 8th, so I don't know how much I will actually get accomplished. But I do have a TBR set in mind. I am going to try to get through all of the courses, I guess you would call them, or the, not courses, but the test. So I'm going to go over those with you quickly, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is going on in my current house, because as you can hear all the noise in the background, there's a lot of construction going on. So you might hear that a lot in my videos. So let's get to my TBR list. Okay, so excuse the angle and all of that. My tripod recently broke, which is a shame because I had like every intention of doing more videos, and then it broke, and then everything with the house started happening. So basically, between the downstairs and the upstairs, all the flooring is being replaced, and then the master bedroom is being gutted and replaced, and the kitchen is being redone. So I'm not going to be able to be in too many areas within my house because my book room currently has like all of the kitchen stuff and a few of the items from different bedrooms all piled up in front of my bookcases. So it's going to be interesting to see how I'm able to even get to my bookcases to complete this readathon, but I'm going to make it work. So basically, I came across N.E.W.T.s readathon when I started watching all of these videos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds like so much fun. And then I realized that you have to do something before that because you have to pick a career path and like take your exams as if you're at Hogwarts. I've never personally read all of the Harry Potter books. I read a few of them when I was younger, but I don't really remember the books. Now, I've seen all of the movies, but like I said, I don't really remember the books. I also don't really remember what the O.W.L.s were and the N.E.W.T.s. Watching everything, it looked like you don't have to be a Harry Potter fan to do this readathon. Basically, I've gone through everything, and this is hosted by Book Rose, and she has everything organized in such an amazing way that I wish I could be organized like that, but I'm just not. I apologize for this intro not being as organized and amazing as other ones have been, and I'm sorry that this is so late, especially when everybody is like all gung-ho about the N.E.W.T.s, and I'm just like, yay, ow! Woohoo! My goal is to finish all of the exams, and there's 12 of them, so it's a little ambitious, and considering we're already done with the first week, and are we done with the first week, or is this the second week? See, teacher life, you don't even know. So it's like the 2nd of August, so I have 2 more weeks technically, basically, until I go back to work, which teachers go back August 26th, and then students go back on September 3rd. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work because that only gives me really 2 weeks to really focus on the readathon. Once school starts, then it's like I don't know how much I'm going to accomplish, especially since the 2nd week of September I'm really not going to be home. I mean, I'm leaving on September 7th and then coming back on August 10th, or not August, September 7th, and coming back on either September 9th or 10th because my stepsister is getting married and she lives in Boston. So it's just gonna be craziness. But anyways, we're gonna get to Don't mind my dogs in the background. We're going to get to what I am going to be reading for this readathon. The first one is Ancient Ruins, and that is to read a retelling. So for this one, I have chosen to read Roseblood by A.J. Howard, and it is a retelling of The Phantom of the Opera, so I'm pretty excited about that one. I've had it on my bookcase for about a year now. I got it from a bookshop. I believe I did the vlog on here, and it was the one where I went to the book thing, and then I also went to the Ivy bookshop, and I did like the blind search, and that was one that I found in the YA section. The next one is Arithmancy, which is work written by more than one author. I wasn't sure if I could do an anthology, so I kind of skipped that one, and I'm doing James Patterson novel, which is Now You See Her by James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge. Not entirely sure what it's about, but as I'm reading everything, I will be bringing you along with me. The next one is Astronomy, which is star in the title. I didn't think I had any books with the word star in it, but apparently I do. I went onto my Goodreads and I just typed in star, and I forgot that I had The Fault in Our Stars. Technically it's not star, it's stars, but that counts because it's the word star. That is written by John Green, and that is what I'm going to be reading for the Astronomy. For Care of Magical Creatures, it was Land Animal on the cover, and I struggled with this one, especially since I couldn't look at all of my books. But I'm going to be reading My Grandmother Told Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Backman. And I picked this up a really long time ago. I really don't know too much about it. I know the grandmother has passed away, and that's about it. It's alright, right? Alright, moving on. The next exam is Charms, and it's an age line where you have to read an adult work. I made this way harder than it had to be, because I was like, an adult work. Obviously it's like it's pretty much all of the books on my bookshelf. So with that being said, I had a really difficult time trying to decide which one I wanted to do. But then I was thinking about it, and I've already started reading a book this month, and it's called Within These Walls by N.E.W.T.s, and it is following a kind of a two-bit crime writer who gets this letter from a cult leader, and Jeffrey Holcomb has been in jail or prison for a satanic ritual or a sacrament. The writer, who I can't think of what his name is, he has to go live in the house in order to receive an interview. So that's what I'm going to do for the Charms exam. The next one is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and it's Reducto, title that starts with an R. So again, I went to my lovely Goodreads, and I just put all of my book titles in alphabetical order, and I decided to go with Runes by Lauren Oliver. And the next course or next exam is Divination, which is set in the future, and I'm going to be reading Deadline by Mira Grant. It's a zombie apocalypse world, and I want to say it's set in like 2025 or something along those lines, maybe even further out. I always get that confused with her other one, which is a parasitology book of some sort. The next one is Herbology, Plant on the Cover. I have to hold her because she keeps barking at the contractors that are outside. So anyways, I struggled with this one because, again, I don't know what my book covers look like. I am not completely OCD when it comes to picking the correct edition or cover on Goodreads, so I can't really always go with that. But I did remember that I did have Till Death by Jennifer L. Armentrout, so I'm going to use that one because it has a rose on the cover. The next exam is History of Magic, and it had to be a book that was published at least 10 years ago. So almost all of my mass paperback books were published 10 years ago, so I really didn't have too hard of a time for this. However, I didn't pick any of those. I'm going to be reading Thin Dark Line by Tammy Hoag, just because I've been hearing that that book in particular is very well written. The next exam is Muggle Studies, and it's to read a contemporary. And so for that one, I'm going to be reading I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. The next exam is Potions. It's next ingredient, which is the sequel. For this one, it's another one that I've already started. It's technically not like the second one, but it's in a series, so I figured it would work. But it's The King by J.R. Ward. This one is following Wrath, which he was in the very first one, which is, you know, the only thing I'm not really liking about the Black Dagger Brotherhood series anymore is the fact that it's not focusing on one particular brother anymore. It's like focusing on all of these different storylines. So it's kind of taking away from like the main brother that's supposed to be focused on, but that's just a little pet peeve of mine. But that's the one I'm going to use for that, just because I've already started it. And since we're already like a week into August, I figured it would be best to pick 2 books that I've already picked up instead of having to put those to the side and pick 2 new books. The next course or exam, I keep saying course, or the last one is Transfiguration, and it's sprayed edges or red cover. So for this one, I'm going to be reading The Rosie Project by Graham Simison. I think that's, I was about to say that's, I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's totally not. So anyways, those are the books that I'm going to be reading for the OWLS exams, and I'm going to be kind of vlogging about everything and the experience that I'm having with kind of trying to catch up with everybody. I'm not going to be able to, just because I was looking on YouTube and like everybody has been recording or just vlogging their experiences, and like I don't see anybody really doing the OWLS at this time. Hello, baby. So I'm just gonna do the best I can and it'll be great, right? Right, Zoe? Yes. So yeah, that's about it. So let me know down below if you are also doing the OWLS or if I'm just a failure. But yeah, it's exciting because I get to do all of these fun things. I am going to try to do a bullet journal, but I'm probably going to do that for the N.E.W.T.s just because I feel like I need to really pick up the pace and catch up with everybody. It would be nice if I could read 12 books in a week, but that's just not going to happen. So yeah, so I'm going to go get these 2 because I have my 2 little pups. I'm going to go get these 2 out somehow because they probably need to go to the bathroom. Don't you? Yes. So yeah, this is Zoe, by the way. She's my new love. She's a snuggle bug. And then Freddie is also a snuggle bug, but he doesn't have to be held like a baby because he can't handle, or because she can't handle people being outside without barking at them, I guess. So this is Zoe, and I love her so much. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun, and I can't wait to bring you guys along for the ride, and hopefully you guys don't get too bored. And yeah, so okay, so until I come back with some reading updates, because I'm not really doing anything fun and exciting, so I'm not really gonna hold you up in the air and talk about life. I'm just rambling at this point. Okay, bye.